Hi, my name is MK Loomis, and today I'm going to talk to you about my project, DocDate. So as some of you know, I was born with a cardiac condition. I have pulmonary atresia, VSD. This requires me, as I'm an adult now, to be responsible for my health, whether I want to or not. And I was shocked to learn, after having to take care of my health and really own it, that every year, about half of Americans don't use any form of health care. That's about 80 million millennials. The young invincibles, or the millennial generation, are demonstrating their independence by not signing up for health care insurance. This is becoming more of a social norm because the healthcare industry has not evolved at all, and they don't know how to reach the millennials in a way that is meaningful to them. As of today, only 28% of people registered for the Affordable Care Act, or Obamacare, are millennials. But why is this a problem? Because delayed or avoided medical care leads to expensive emergency room care as their primary source of health for 19% of women and 27% of men. It's important during times of good health to establish a relationship with a doctor to start building that trust so that when there is a problem, you have a place to go. As you transition from being a child to a young adult, you're not only probably moving away from your parents, but also away from your pediatrician that has probably been caring for you your entire life. As of today, 37% of men don't have a usual place to go to receive care. But people are taking notice. The healthcare startup world is booming. Things like ZocDoc and even new healthcare companies like Oscar are emerging to fill this need to get the attention back of the millennials, to get them in the doctor's office. There's this notion that I feel fine, therefore I don't need to go to the doctor. But I think that feeling fine is an excuse, not a diagnosis for avoiding or seeking care. And I really wanted to know why. Why are people not going to doctor's appointments? So out of 50 people surveyed, one of the main reasons was the rude staff, going alone, unknown costs, the lights, the smell, and the antiquated system. Everything from online booking to the really painful bill payment. So I thought that I could incentivize people with prizes to get them to go to the doctor. I thought if I could make going to the doctor so cool that it would be unavoidable. I started brainstorming ways to integrate spa services, prizes from vending machines, and even things like tacos into the patient experience. And I prototyped them with a couple of people, but one in particular. I went to a doctor's appointment with a friend, and I provided her with a survival kit and the promise of a surprise after her visit. So this is Sarah. We went to her doctor's appointment. I gave her headphones, a book, a bathrobe, and some really cozy slippers. And afterwards, I gave her some of her favorite Nutella. And as we were chatting after the appointment, she told me something that really shocked me. She said, "You can give me books, candy, and headphones, but that will never replace having a friend or someone who cares about you with you at the doctor." This was really a turning point of my project. I was so focused on making going to the doctor cool that I forgot that maybe the simplest solution was just having a friend. So I realized very quickly that incentivizing patients with prizes was not going to get people in the door, and that the goal of my project is that patients would go to the doctor if they had a friend to hold them accountable. I want to use a buddy system to build accountability among friends to go to the doctor to stop ignoring their health and wellness. I started prototyping in a couple different ways, from a simple chalkboard list of I need a buddy, I'm willing to be a buddy. I emailed my friends at home, at work, I started tweeting about it, and people started responding really fast. I got emails, I got text messages, people started tweeting back at me. All of these doctor's appointments that people had missed, whether it was anything from getting your blood taken to the dentist to more serious ones like a gynecologist appointment. So I started matching people and we went to the doctor. This is Michelle, she's a friend of Andrea in the program. They were talking on WhatsApp, and they are actually in Mexico, about avoiding going to the gynecologist. So I got 2 people to go to the doctor and not just 1. She said a friend asked if I could accompany her to the doctor because she was feeling nervous and needed extra support. I also decided to make an appointment for myself. She said, I like that you get to spend time with your friend in a different setting and be supportive if worries arise. And then Sarah, I'm notorious for canceling appointments last minute. Having a buddy made me feel obligated to show up. And why? As an international student, it's great to have a buddy to help be my advocate when I have questions about the process and procedures. So from these prototypes, I've arrived at DocDate, that doctor's appointments are better together. And like any young advocate or entrepreneur, I took to Twitter as my main source for my idea. This Twitter page is meant to serve to provide information around why it's important to go to the doctor, what are the risks of avoiding the doctor, but also be a place of encouragement to make going to the doctor a little less scary and also match people. So this was one of my tweets. Need someone to laugh with about all those awkward paper gown moments? Bring a buddy. Oscar Health also started following us almost immediately, even though I only had like 2 followers. And we've been chatting about my idea, and it's great to see that this is a need and people are taking notice. And while a Twitter page and my friends texting me are really great, I can't be the point person for every matchmaking as this thing starts to scale. So in the future, I really hope to partner with a larger health startup like Oscar or ZocDoc. ZocDoc in particular, because 5 million people use ZocDoc each month across 2,000 cities. That's starting to chip away at the 80 million young adults that aren't going to the doctor. And then this is just an example of how we can easily integrate and just have startups adopt a buddy system to get even more people taking care of themselves, get more of those millennials in the door. So it's simple, just bring a buddy. Thank you.